Good morning, everybody. Jim Adkins here from Jim Adkins Professional Coaching. A results coach. And what that means is, you remember the term life coach? People that use that term life coach, and that's kind of where this whole thing came from, have used it very loosely. So as the industry changes, new terminology comes out. And there's been so many different terms for coaches. You understand the term coach, correct? Well, as a results coach, I like that. There's a lot of attraction coach. There's strategic intervention coaches. There are counselors and just different business coaches and consultants. As a results coach, it kind of tells you what I do. I help you achieve your greatest results. And the belief systems that we're discussing on this 6 days have a lot to do with what you say and how you tag yourself. So, and I'll give you some great examples of some empowering beliefs through the 6 days, and I'll give you some great examples of some limiting beliefs through the 6 days. Well, today's day 3, and you saw the lead-in line that says, "What did you say?" And what I mean by that is what you say has a lot to do with what you believe. What you believe has everything to do with who you become. And who you become has so much to do with the decisions that you make and how your life is going to turn out. I hope you followed that. So our beliefs, and I've said this before, this 6-day workshop is probably one of the most important workshops that you'll take part in. Day 1 of our 6-day workshop, what we did was we defined what this 6 days meant to us, what we're going to have at the end of this 6 days, what we hope to do. Good morning, Mr. Murray. And what it's going to look like, what our beliefs actually are, and to define the term beliefs and to explore how that actually takes place. So in day 1, we did all that. And just to round it out for you, our beliefs shape everything that happens in our life. It's not the events that take place that shape us. It's the belief or the meaning we give to those events. Now, does that mean we can reframe and change every event? I'm going to say yeah, to a certain point. I mean, there are events that are concrete in nature and as to this is actually taking place. I mean, every event that happens has structure of things that take place, but what meaning do you give those movements, those processes, those feelings, those sounds, those sights, right? Smoke. We'll talk about that in a minute. So that was day 1. Day 2, we went through some ideas on how to control your beliefs and look at ourselves and see what beliefs we already have in place. Trust me, you have several belief systems in place. Everybody does if they're over the age of, I'm going to say 8, because I bet that during that time, you're still forming a lot of what you believe, okay, or what a lot of how you interpret things. And we'll get to some more examples of that. I asked you in day 2 to look at your life and find 2 to 4 areas where you're not doing so well. And if you're honest with yourself, everybody has areas in their life they're not doing well. And what I mean by that, you may not be failing, but there are probably areas in your life where you want, could, or feel like you could do better. If your body's in perfect shape, you may not have enough time. If you have enough time, your business may not be doing as well as you want to. There are all these give and takes, and there's probably a gap somewhere. So find that gap, write it down, and it doesn't have to be a big one or a tough one, and then discuss with yourself or me or somebody else what limiting beliefs you set in front of achieving that goal. For example, let's say you've went back to college, or you're in school now, or you're taking a class. Let's just do that. And you've always told yourself, I'm not good with math. I'm no good with math. And you need a math class. How well are you going to do in that math class? You understand? What you say and how you feel and the meaning you give to math and the class and your ability to learn all come together as a belief to create your reality. That's how it works. It's that simple, and it's very powerful. I don't like school. You hear kids say this all the time. Now, I'm already jumping in today, but so let's come back. So yesterday was about finding those beliefs that do not empower you, and I wanted you to write down a few of them, okay? Two to five of them. On the flip side of that, I wanted you to look at areas of your life. This was day 2 that are doing well, that you're pleased with. Is it your relationship? Is it your business? Is it your health? Is it your finances? What are you pleased with? And then write down for yourself and myself and to share with me, Mr. Motley, how are you, sir? The beliefs you have to have in order to make that happen. I've always believed that this type of relationship was possible. I always knew I would be driving that type of car. I always knew someday I would work for myself. I always knew I would get my black belt. Okay. That word always, or no, I'm going to get, or the positive reinforcement behind your words will grow your belief system. And I've said this before, and it's kind of a tough sentence to say because some people mix it right away with the words that are used. But here's the truth. Truth. Your brain, your subconscious does not know the difference between a lie and a truth when you say it to yourself with emotion and power. It doesn't. You can tell yourself, oh, I suck. And your subconscious will believe it. And now it's the truth. And the more you say it, the more you reinforce it, the more true it gets. Even if it's a bold-faced lie, and I'd be willing to bet it is. Do you understand that? What if you went around and I did this to a lady yesterday, and we've talked about this before. If you know me in my personal life, and you walk up and you say, "Hey Jim, how's it going?" What's my answer? I'm incredible. How are you? I am incredible. I'm awesome. Extremely fantastic today. Why do I do that kind of stuff? Well, 1, I am incredible. Okay. 2, I feel incredible. Why? It's magic. I want to feel incredible. I tell myself I feel incredible. I tell you I feel incredible. And my brain goes, hey, he must feel incredible. What does that feel like? And they go through the file and they push the buttons up inside here and bam, the body responds. When the body responds, the face responds. When the face responds, people respond. And it grows. And it grows. So what did you say? Right? All right. So day 3. Okay. Usually in our 6-day workshops, there's a day where he goes, and we have a not so positive lesson to learn. Don't dwell on this lesson. These are examples for you to reflect upon. Okay. That being a disclaimer, please do not tag yourself with these following statements and think that this is you forever. Don't do that. Okay. These are things that you might already have in your life. You might already tell yourself some of these things. I know we all do at times in different areas. I want you to start eliminating them. And I'll tell you how to do that as we get to the end of the program here, at the end of this workshop, okay? And I wrote them down so that I didn't get too far off base. We talked about, so day 3 today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some limiting belief statements. Why statements? Because your words are powerful. Your words, what you think becomes what you say, and what you say becomes your reality. The more you say it, the more you believe it. Thinking it is okay. To think an idea and to let a fleeting idea, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I can't do that, and then to recognize that and weed it and get rid of it will help you in the long run avoid those thoughts. But trust me, I don't want you to think with any workshop that I set up for you, I don't want you to think you're going to be successful right away. Okay, definitely plan for success, but allow yourself a little room for failure. Failure is success, and practice is controlled failure. So don't be hard on yourself if tomorrow you're still thinking these limited thoughts. Don't be hard on yourself if 6 weeks from now you still fall into the trap of saying some of the things we're about to say. Okay? Thank you. Love yourself more than that. All right. Remember that it's not the event that takes place, it's the meaning we give it. And we can give it meaning after we see it, as we're witnessing it, or before it even happens. This is what creates anxiety most of the time, the before part. So here's a couple of them. Have you ever heard somebody or said yourself, I'm so stupid? Every time you say that, what goes on up here? I'm so stupid. Let me find out the program for that. Oh, let's get rid of this file and this file and this file. They don't need that. They're stupid. Let's go. Your brain works to close the gap on where you are and where you think you should be. Right? I'm so stupid. Get rid of it. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's so stupid. Okay. Limiting belief. Sounds really innocent, doesn't it? Do it to a child. You're so stupid. How many times would you tell your child that? You didn't take out the trash. You're so stupid. You're lazy. Nasty, nasty words. If they trust you and they believe you, pretty soon, who do they become? They become who you expect them to become because they trust and believe that you must know. Or they'll power themselves up or empower themselves up to stop believing in you. This happens to us too. At first, we can trust our own words, our own instinct, and we tell ourselves what we want to do and what we want to be and that we can do anything. And then society comes along and there are naysayers. Believe it or not, there are people out there that don't wish you well, and they're not even doing it to harm you intentionally, but to hold you down means they don't have to try harder. If you don't grow, they don't have to worry about growth either, right? So as they tell you, or as society you can't do that, which brings up one, and I can't, labeling. Society does this more than individuals, but individuals make up society. So here we go. Labeling people outwardly, and this has nothing to do with you, but if you label others, it's a limiting belief for you. Here's how it works. I'm not racist, okay? This is an example of society holding people down. They're not allowed to do that because they're a certain color. They're not allowed to do that because they are a certain gender. Girls don't do that. Guys don't do that. Understand? These are limiting beliefs, right? Why would you pigeonhole somebody like that? Now, the whole gender neutrality thing, different subject. We're talking about girls can't play football. Guys are not ballerinas. Guys are not cheerleaders. These are limiting beliefs that you put upon yourself to limit the world that you view and live in. So when you see those events taking place outside of your belief system, what? This can't be happening. And your whole world is skewing, right? So that's a limiting belief you put on others. And society inevitably puts it upon you. You can't be a rock star. You can't be a financial consultant. You can't be a black belt. You can't teach martial arts. That's not a job. Oh, yeah? Hold my beer. I don't drink, but that's a fun statement. Watch me. I learned a long time ago that, okay, when people put limiting beliefs on you or others, as they did with me, this is something I learned. I'll share with you. I am not the guy, and this is some people do this. You can't do that. Oh yeah, watch me. You do it in spite of what they say, just to spite them, just to show them I'll do this. That's not me. Some people do that, and that's a good motivation tool for some people, right? For me, it was just when people told me you can't do that, I remember looking at them going, you don't know. You might not be able to do it, but I can do it. And I'm going to if I want to. And I did. I've done just about everything I've ever wanted to do. Was I successful at everything? I did it. And I had fun doing it. I'm a Renaissance guy. I've got a lot of experience in a lot of different things. Why? Because I'm mastering myself. That's it. And I'm really, really good at it. Ask me, I'll tell you. So when people tell you you can't because of this or you can't because of that, you got a couple of choices on how you can prove them wrong, or you can let them hold you back. Limiting beliefs put on you by others and put on others by you. Here's another one. I'll never get it. I just don't understand it. I'm not gonna. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've done this one. This whole internet advertising, marketing online, even the YouTube channel going live. You guys see me hiccup here a few times, trying to script things. I'm too old to get it. I've said that before. I absolutely have. And it's a limiting belief that will curtail my growth if I don't wrangle it in. And I will. Okay. Positive, empowering belief from me is I know I can. I will. I'll get it if it's important to me and I want to make it important, I'll have it. How about you? So let's go back to limiting beliefs. I'm a terrible speller. My English no good. Okay. My Spanish no good. Um, my language skills terrible. Those are limiting beliefs that I've heard people put up on this. I just can't spell. I don't care. And when you say that and you give up, spelling's not important anymore, and you write and spell where you can read. I do that a lot, man. When I'm in a hurry in my head, and when I'm not in a hurry, but as you can tell, I'm very visual. When I get moving on an idea, it comes out faster than I can speak and way faster than I can write. So my writing skills become scribble. And it used to be I could read my own scribble. I need to slow down. All right. There's a couple of notes on here. You wouldn't believe what they look like. I hate blank. School is one that kids use. I hate school. I'm the why guy. You've heard me say that a million times. I am the why guy. I found out where I got that the other day. Thank you, Tony Robbins. But I want to know why. So when a kid gives me that as a teacher and as a mentor and a coach, I want to ask why. Why do you hate school? And they don't have good reasons. If they do come up with a reason, let's say they're being bullied, there's a person there that likes to do this or make fun of me or does that, or nobody loves me or nobody likes me there. These are aspects of growth within the 6 human needs that child is not receiving somewhere in their life, probably mostly in the school environment. And that environment includes home for homework, where they put their stuff when they get home, how they prepare themselves for school, and what type of involvement you as a parent have in their life in school. Oh, I hate school. Why? Why? My teacher doesn't like me. Is that true? Go meet the teacher. If the teacher's really ornery and doesn't like their kid, doesn't like your child, do something about it. Don't pigeonhole the teacher because the child says so. Get to learn the situation, because the actions of others, if we judge them, and this is one of the limiting beliefs, if we judge others based on a simple action, a simple word, or a one-time thing, we're limiting the growth between the two of us and potentially them, and definitely ourselves. If we pigeonhole others and judge them, we label and limit any type of interaction and growth. Judging people and recognizing faults, differences, or angst are different, okay? You know when somebody's not right for you or your child. You know it. It's not a judgment thing, even though you are making a judgment call. You're not judging them harshly because of one or two simple incidences. You use your instincts and your intellect to discover the truth, and you're honest with yourself about it. And it's okay to make a change. You're not stuck, and neither is the child, okay? So I hate going to work. I hate driving. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate getting up in the morning. Oh, I hate eating peas. I hate spinach. Oh, and there are limiting beliefs and there are truths, right? Um, I, I, I prefer not to eat cooked spinach. um, have I tasted it? Yes. Do I like it? No. Okay, that's me. I'm broke. When you tell yourself you're broke, What happens up here? Your brain, your body, your function, the universe goes into gear to say, okay, let's make it happen. He's broke. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need that. Go ahead and let him buy that pack of gum. Go ahead and let him start smoking. Go ahead and let him waste money on that toy and that toy and that toy, because Lord knows they don't need a vehicle that runs well, that will take their children to and from school. They need a million toys to run around in the snow and the water and the dirt, because that's life. No. Blank is a bad person. Limiting belief. Oh, that person's horrible. I met them once and they're just terrible. Or that guy's arrogant. I don't like him. Or he wears a cowboy hat all the time. What's wrong with that boy? Judging other people is a limiting belief. Labels. We talked about race, gender, and age, etc. When you limit others based on age, size, gender, or race, or you judge people based on that, you're either really ignorant, sorry, I'm judging you, or you've had an experience with a different person that was unpleasant, and that experience now has become the moniker for everybody that fits that description. Let's say you met a Martian, and that Martian was just an arrogant butthole, right? Excuse my language. Hi, Cindy. But that Martian just treated you badly. Told you couldn't go here, you couldn't go there, made fun of you. You're all tall and lanky, and the Martian just thought you were funny looking. So every Martian you meet, you're now going to believe, your belief system is that all Martians are that way. That's not the truth in all cases, okay? You can sometimes judge a book by its cover because the book wants you to read it a certain way. Certain people will dress a way that's congruent with who they think they are, they want to be, and you can look at that and use that as a marking post or a tool. People will talk and walk a certain way because they believe, or they want to believe, that that's the type of person they are, which means they're becoming that type of person, whether that's an honorable, upstanding, respectful, strong, or gang members, or goofy people, or you can tell. I used to, in the martial arts world, when you walk into a tournament, you could tell who the Taekwondo people were, who the Kung Fu people were, and then the Kempo people walked in like gunslingers. You could tell. You could just tell the type of people that were walking in. And for those of you martial artists, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. And I just judged, and I didn't. That's the truth. Look at it. It's fun. It's not up to me, so I'm helpless. This is a limiting belief. Does the weather affect your ability to do anything? Okay, Michiganders, don't go and telling me, yeah, I can't dig a hole in the middle of winter in my backyard. I know, it's the truth, right? You could. It would take a lot of effort, but it could get done. You may not want to do it, but why, Arizona guys, why is that true? Well, Arizona people can't dig a hole in their backyard anyway because the dirt's so hard. But because in Michigan, the ground freezes. All right. So does the weather affect your ability to do things? Not necessarily. Can you change the weather? No. Can you change what it means to you? Yes. I was born and raised in Arizona. When I moved to Michigan, people thought I was out of my mind crazy. Why? Snow, cold. And here's some things you hear about Arizona. Well, it's 100 degrees. Yeah, but it's a dry heat. People crack me up. What'd you say? Dry heat. It's still 100 degrees. Oh, but it's humid here. And when it's 80 degrees here, it feels like 100 degrees. I want that job. I want to be the guy that goes and sticks my head outside and goes, well, it may be 56, but it feels like 40 today. Pay me. When I moved to Michigan, that was one of the first things I looked at and went, what it feels like? I don't get it, but now I understand it totally. Anyway, let's move on. These are belief systems, right? Whew, that's me. I'm having a good time today. I was born and raised in Arizona, moving to Michigan. The belief there is, oh man, the weather, it's going to be, and for a minute, I did that whole thing. I don't want to move into the snow, but it's beautiful here in the summertime. I'm willing to give up 9 months of winter for the 4 months or 3 months of summer and spring. There are two seasons here in Michigan. There's winter and then there's road construction, for those of you that don't know. But no, it's beautiful. And I had to change my beliefs. So the first thing I did is call my brother-in-law who lived up here. I said, Bill, you're from Arizona, born and raised boy himself, Arizona boy. And I said, how do you get through the winters? And he went, you just get used to it. It's like, thank you. It's not what I was looking for. Other people told me you get a winter activity. Well, there you go. Your belief system says if it's cold, do something in the cold. For me, what happened was this: nothing. Winter only changes the way you set your thermostat and the clothes you wear. Everything else moves forward as planned. It's a belief. All right. How about the markets? If you're an investor and you're looking at the stock market, or even if you're not an investor, you're looking at the stock market and the market's going down, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. Yes, there is. You ever heard of a sale? Not a sale on a boat, but to go to the store and buy something cheaper than it normally is. When the market goes down, guess what? Things are on sale. Just a simple belief, right? All right, so things are out of control. I can't do anything about it. I just might as well give up. How about this? It's they are blank more than me. They're better than me. They're taller than me. They're stronger than me. They're smarter than me. When you do that to yourself, you limit your ability to compete. Competing is not the most important thing. You don't have to put other people down or break other people to win, because that's not competing. That's destruction. You can compete with yourself and others in a productive way. And never tell yourself that they're better than you, they're smarter than you, they're stronger than you. When you compare other people like that to yourself, you limit your abilities, okay? Unless you look at and you change some words like this. Right now, they're a little stronger than I am. Right now, they look a little better than I do. But not next week, not next month, right? I'm on my way there, or I'm going to pass that right there. You can use them as marking posts, but don't judge yourself harshly and say, I'll never because of, okay? These are limiting beliefs. Oh, all right. I was going to say that one for last. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, we're on some really good ones now. Okay, these are the stronger ones. And I really want to touch on these, and I don't want to keep you much longer. I know I've been rambling, but people believe, and I have been guilty of this, that if I put myself out there, people will judge me. And it stops people from acting on their dreams or goals. If I put myself out there, people will judge me harshly. People will say mean things about me. People will make up lies about me. People will not like me. This is a truth, okay? It happens. You cannot think that you're going to be successful in an outward way and not be judged. It's going to happen. How you reframe that and the belief and meaning that you give to it are very, very important. Okay? We will discuss that further, or you can contact me, because that's one that I am still overcoming every day. It's something I remind myself as a singer, as a YouTuber, as a Facebook guy, as a martial artist, as a public speaker. I put myself out there every day. And I do it knowing that somebody is not going to like me. If I focus on that, it freezes me to move to action. If you focused on that, it will do the same to you, if that's what you believe, okay? You can reframe it and go, let them. I will show them, and that's I'm going to show you different person, and it works. Or you can just let it go. Never let somebody that you would not ask advice from tell you who you are. You understand that? My grandmother used to tell me this when I was a little kid, and people call you names because kids do that. Say, son, consider the source. As a kid, I was like, what? As you grow up, you understand that the people that are judging you harshly are jealous or weaker, or they have an issue, or they look at you and they want to be like you or more than you, and they're using you as a mark and they just don't know how to express it, right? But mostly those people don't hold a candle to you. They're nowhere near where you are. So let them judge you. Let them ignore them. Okay. It's hard sometimes, I know, but don't let it stop you from doing the things that you love. Don't let it stop you from becoming the person that you can become, that you want to become. And even if you try something and it's not right for you, you don't let them tell you it wasn't right for you. And if they come by and say, I told you so, ignore them. They're not a part of who you're going to become. They're not a part of who you are, I hope. And anyway, ignore them. Got it? Here's one that goes along with that. If I open myself up, I will be hurt. I hear this a lot. If I allow myself to love others, inevitably, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get a broken heart. Yeah, it happens. The action that is going to take place by putting your standards up and raising your expectations of others, when you expect others to behave a certain way, you're going to inevitably sometime in the future experience an action that you could believe to be hurtful. It's your belief. It's the meaning you give it. It's not the action. Okay? It's not what they did. It's what meaning you give to it. Does that mean you shouldn't open yourself up to love? Absolutely not. Love and be loved back. Love, and when you do get a broken heart, it's because you loved truly. And the experience of a broken heart lets you know that your sincere love for that person, that individual, that situation was real. They may not reciprocate. Is that okay? Well, we want everybody to, but the love that we share is worth it. It is. Okay? I love you. I don't deserve this. I didn't work for it. This is one people give themselves all the time. I don't deserve this. And you tell yourself that privately. You look at the promotion you want, or you look at the type of money you want to be earning, and you think to yourself, I'm really not that good, or I don't deserve this, or those are limiting beliefs that you do when you grow personally and privately, and you don't look for accolades or pats on the back, and you just push yourself. Like me, I push myself. I don't need pats on the back. I don't need awards to know that I'm getting better all the time. But along with that comes this little voice in the back of my head. Have I done enough to deserve what I'm reaching for yet? And it's when you finally connect those dots and say, yes, I've done it. Well, that comes from monitoring, measuring, and mastering what it is you're after. We'll talk about that later. Last one here. I should be doing X instead. My house is dirty. I should clean my house other than work on my business. I should. This is one of the traps when you work out at home, that you can fall into. You go and you start working out, and you start lifting, or you start dancing, or whatever it is at your house, and you start looking around. And you go, you know what? Those dishes really need to be done. And you stop and you do your dishes. Oops. Oh, the floor's got to be swept, or the laundry's got to be folded, or did you make the bed perfectly? You know what? I'll bet that little blade of grass house. There's always something else. Always. I should be. Don't should all over yourself. Make a list of the things you want to do to become the person you want to become, and go head on into it. Those things will be there when you're done. And maybe you can hire somebody else to do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I love the fact that people clean houses and do that for a living. I couldn't do it. I don't know. I could not hire people to do that. I don't think so. Anyway, that's a limiting belief. All right, there you go. Day 3, limiting beliefs. Thanks for sticking in there with me. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you didn't like it because I didn't cover something, or I covered too much stuff, let me know. I'm still working on this. Like it, like it, like it, like it. If you don't like it, leave a comment. Let me know. Okay? If you haven't yet subscribed, please become a subscriber to the channel. Share it if you know other people that can benefit from this workshop and the things that we do on here, and we'll grow the channel together. I love you. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. It'll be about, I never know if it's going to be early or not. So I have a 7 o'clock appointment. It could be this time again tomorrow. All right. Hit the ground running. Miss Quinn, Mr. Motley, and Mr. Murray. Thank you for being on here. Sarah, I know that you're probably listening and doing shirts. I love you, baby. And on your mark, get set, go get them. What'd you say?